Is there a way to get over all the fighting in the media? Let's explain that. Hey everyone, and welcome to Things Explained. I've seen a lot of intense debate lately on the news and on Facebook. So how can rational human beings be so divided? Could it be that one group is right and another is wrong? That would mean that one group is all smart and the other is all... not. How can two intelligent people disagree? For example, in the previous election, there were plenty of notable, well-respected, and educated people who supported Trump, while there were also equally educated and put-together people who supported Clinton. There were also a number of people who supported other candidates. Are some of these intelligent figures just blatantly wrong? This doesn't come down to a matter of right and wrong, but a difference in values. You probably know someone who thinks that all the leaders of one party are all stupid. You might even be one of those people. Don't worry, this is the default viewpoint for everyone's intellectual development. In this state, a person believes that there is a simple absolute right and an absolute wrong. People who agree with you are smart, and people who don't are stupid. But oftentimes, disagreement doesn't come from a difference in intelligence, but a difference in values. There's a part of our brain that is wired to alert us when we have made a mistake. This likely helped our primitive ancestors to know when danger was coming and how to avoid it in the future. When our brain senses that we are wrong, this part fires up and triggers many of the primal responses of defensiveness. When someone tells us that we are wrong, it triggers these primal tactics to combat our newly encountered threat. Think of the fight-or-flight mechanism. In this mode, the body pulls resources from non-vital functions like reflective thinking and speech, and pools them to things that are more vital, like brute strength and stubbornness. While this bodily response would aid in fighting off a saber-toothed tiger, I find myself arguing with human beings more often than tigers. Resorting to brute strength and stubbornness triggers the primal response in the other person, which will lead them to resort to brute strength and stubbornness, which will trigger the... okay, you get it. When exposed to new topics, human beings start out with a very dualistic approach, meaning a concrete view of a right way versus a wrong way. However, with more experience, an individual will see this mentality backfire. In high school, I thought the absolute formula for success was more hours of work equals better grades. So the simple response to getting a bad grade was to do more work. That mentality wasn't challenged until I started college, where I had a very non-straightforward class. Halfway through the class, I wasn't happy with my grade. I concluded that I needed to spend more time on homework. I put in more work than anyone, and it still didn't help my grade. I felt betrayed by my trusty formula. As I progressed in intellectual maturity, I started listening to others' studying strategies. Through my experiences, I realized that my formula was pretty good, but for some subjects, you need to do other things than just work on your own. In the digital age, we don't actually have to have these experiences. We can just get all the information we need online. One example is the use of force by police. Fortunately, most people have never had a violent encounter where the police were involved. However, we see plenty of these cases in the news. Certain instances where police respond to a serious threat and come to save the day are only reported by some groups, while other groups only report on cases where police use excessive force on non-threatening targets. Since most of us only listen to one or the other, we are shielding ourselves from alternative perspectives. Therefore, we shun any merit in any other way of thinking, and we never allow opposing ideas to develop our intellectual maturity. There was a recent case of the use of deadly force on a student by police on the campus of Georgia Tech. As expected, some news outlets only reported that an officer believed that the student held a gun, but the student did not. Others reported that the student threatened several with a knife before police neutralized the threat. Students and members of the public responded by demanding leaders of the institute to make a statement that 100% validated their own viewpoint. But they didn't get what they wanted. In an email to the student body, the president of the institute addressed several of the relating issues and what the institute was going to do to address these problems. He stated, "Over the past week, I've solicited input from a broad range of individuals and groups with various perspectives and will continue to do so." The rest of the email backs up the statement. He recognized that there were members of the community that passionately wanted police reform, and others who passionately wanted police to be able to protect the campus. Instead of choosing which idea he would support, the president addressed the legitimate values of all groups and stated his confidence that both values can be addressed. How often do people actually try to do this? I would say not very often. I have a lot of respect for President Peterson for not doing the easy knee-jerk thing of blaming the easiest people to blame, but figure out the different values of the various parties. We can all learn something from that. When you encounter someone who disagrees with you, Hear them out. Instead of seeing it as an attack on your competence, treat it as an opportunity to listen to a value that you haven't experienced yet. They likely have had experiences that led to different values. No one is so far gone that they have literally nothing to offer you. So there you have it. What do you do in the face of an argument? Leave a comment below. And if you learned something, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.